Hey everybody, another episode of Eye of the Samurai. This time around we've got Day 2, Cross of Ravens versus me. This set was taken almost 24 hours to the minute from the previous set, just by coincidence. And let's see if anybody made the correct adaptations, if any at all. Again, we're going to have 3 matches, and let's get started. Again, it's Algo versus Mitsurugi. Still a matchup that I think Mitsurugi wins, though Zeph made some good points. I don't think that it's a wholeheartedly awful matchup for Algol. I just think his sidestepping gives him some difficulties. Already you can see we've got a lot of mashing going on. He challenges my wake up both times. The first time I get hit by a two-way, and the second time I'm not able to punish. One thing that I found that was happening a lot in this set was him challenging on wake up and me just being unable to whiff punish, either because of online lag or just from the fact that a lot of the panic buttons that he was using gave him a lot of forward motion, which then made my whiff punish just not work. Like I would sidestep it, I would sidestep like a 6-6B or maybe even just a 6B, and my whiff punish would end up whiffing, which was too bad. So you'll probably see me hesitate a lot. Now I've got the corner pressure, but I'm not really able to get anything out of it. He noticed that I didn't have a meter for the 2KB, so the 3B in the corner or at the ring edge wasn't really all that dangerous. I didn't actually realize that. My meter was pretty close. Oh man, look at that bubble. Let me see that bubble again. So much bubbling going on. I'm pretty sure I did a 6B2 there, I would have got. But I ended up getting it anyway. So one thing I noticed in this matchup, and you can kind of see it there, wow, look at all those bubbles going everywhere. You might remember one of the adaptations that I talked about was going from where he was at a range of like 2A and 1K and stuff, and I tried to challenge that by creating a little bit more space and keeping it at a 6B8 range. So what he's done is that he's gone just a little bit farther out than 6B8 range, and he's doing, I believe that's Algol's 1-1K, the low. Not necessarily that one, but that one. I'm not sure if those are 2 different moves. I'm not actually sure if that's a seeable low or not. Oh yeah, you might remember this from my match from the first episode, where my Mitsurugi opponent had me at the corner, and he did something like this, where he expected a 2A and does a jump kick, doesn't end up working, and you could expect a 2A, but I suspected that he would go for something a little bit slower, so I ended up doing a 2-3-6B. This time it doesn't work anywhere near as well as it did the last time, but it allows me at least a little bit of breathing room. But he catches my sidestep, but I challenge him with a back people's guy. Now, you can see Cross is challenging me in certain... Wow, I actually got hit by that. That's bad news. But you can kind of see there's a few times where I'll do 2-3-6A, and I talked about how it's a gambit, related on how my opponents do highs at a particular range to catch sidesteps. But as you can see, it really is kind of a big risk, as you can see here, where I just get hit by a 6-6B outright. So it is a big risk. I guess I've shown just a lot of successes with it in the past, but it can be a big deal. In that situation, obviously, it's kind of like with the Astaroth Bull Rush mix-up that I was talking about in my matches against Annuity, where 6-6B, not really all that great against just guarding it. And obviously sidestepping is a pretty big boon as well. Though at the same time, like I said before, I've been having a lot of problems, especially with this set, with dealing with 6-6B, because every time it whiffs, my whiff punish ends up whiffing as well. So we got an Algol combo. Yeah, I guess I just suspected a low. He was really mixing me up really, really well, and I actually got to the point where I was ducking to beat out lows like that. See, that's what I mean. 2-2B was just whiffing a whole bunch. That's another one of my favorite pressures for Mitsurugi at a wall. 4K will give you a wall bounce, and it's safe on block. So, you know, I use that kind of thing. I use it as like a pseudo frame trap, though it doesn't really work in terms of like doing 4K into 2A, but 4K on its own is just, you know, pretty good. And he gets out of the wall pressure pretty easily. That's one of the other things he was doing, was fishing for a lot of 6-6Bs after sidestep when he had frame advantage off of a low poke. And he's just really getting a lot more success out of wall pressure than I am. I'm winning a little bit of the neutral game, but then I get my wall pressure and then it doesn't do anything. Man, thank God he didn't have a super for that. Correctly blocks the 2KB. That would have wrung him out. I catch his backdash. And I decide to do the 6-6B off of the B6 just to give me more corner carry and bring him over there. See, again, I'm losing off on my whiff punish. Should have used the meter there, I think. Catch him ducking, catch him jumping. But he gets out of it. And I get hit by, what is that, 1A? So, unfortunately, a little bit of laggy stuff there at the end, but, you know, it is what it is. So that's the first match. And I think, all in all, my opponent just had a little bit more success on the wall. My mix-up defense wasn't all that strong. I'm getting hit by, like, large mids, and I just need to be a little bit more patient. I think this was just in the middle of the set, or maybe near the end of the set, and he had just been beating me with mashing on low pokes so much that it actually got to the point where I was ducking them. And, you know, Mitsurugi doesn't really get all that much for it. So really, I think I should have just remained patient and just kept blocking mid. So that's just a bad part on my end. So one thing I want to say before this match goes, I'll admit that this match has quite a few issues, and also the video didn't record properly, so you're going to see a little bit of a skip, I believe, in the first or second round. But I found this to be the most entertaining match of the set. It has a lot of weird, I'm not sure if it's online-y stuff, but just weird stuff in general. You guys know how Soul Calibur can be. But we have a lot of ring-out opportunities. Very much like the other stage, except without walls, it's just all ring edge. I expected a sidestep there. And you'll see a lot of Algols use that move, the horizontal, at a far enough range. It's a high, so I tend to buffer 1-1B, just for a tech crouching kind of thing, as you see right there. I'm not actually sure if it worked there. It might have just straightly whiffed, speaking of whiffs. And I get the round with a B-grab. So yeah, as long as I can keep it at a neutral game or a far away game, it seems to be pretty successful. It's just a matter of dealing with him when he's in my face. And being more patient with mix-ups. Yeah, this is another thing. I find not a lot of Mitsurugi players use 1-1B to catch people when they're on the ground. At certain ranges, you know, Mitsurugi, when dealing with prone or rolling characters, has to cycle through a variety of different options. He doesn't have any kind of catch-alls. So I find 1-1B at particular ranges, at particular rolling, to work out pretty well, as you can see here. And once Mitsurugi catches somebody once on the ground, suddenly all of his moves have tons of hitboxes, and it's difficult, and they just have to get up, practically. Catching me with tick throws. I don't react very well there. I'm not really sure why I did the full crouch B. I don't know. I think maybe I thought he was going to do like a jump attack. I think I go against jump attacks too much. I catch him with missed B Brave Edge. Yeah, and that, you know, sometimes you're just going to guess wrong, because the 3B probably would have killed as well. So now my Algol opponent has full meter. Yeah, that's where the glitch is. But as you can see, nothing really happened. I just got hit by an Algol combo, and that just is the way it is. So the sweep whiffs with the 2-2B, and that whiffs as well. 2-2B seems to whiff a lot against Algol, or maybe I was just happened to be unlucky in this set. I didn't know that the 2-2B was going to whiff. I was pretty sure that it was going to work, and because it's online, I can't really confirm all that quickly. And so I end up CEing, which goes complete the opposite direction and gives him a back grab. It would be awesome if he just thought to himself, oh, this CE is definitely going to go the opposite direction, and he's just going to do a back grab for a punish. But something tells me that's not actually what happened. This kind of reminds me a lot of the set that I had against Ring Out at Summer Jam last year, I think. Where something along the same lines happened, but I don't think it happened that ridiculously. But that's one of my favorite moments of the set. I thought it was pretty funny. So only 1 meter for my Algol opponent, so maybe it's not that big of a deal. That being said, he's going to be fishing for a lot of 6-6Bs. Figured that he was going to do a bubble there. Yeah, I'm doing 4B in a lot of like bad situations. I mean, I really need to respect Algol and just characters in general where they have, you know, this kind of situation, and I'm right next to him. 4B isn't really going to do anything. If I think he's going to do like a 2A, he's going to recover in time. If he's going to do an AA or a BB, it's going to catch me on the way back. 4B is just not a very good thing to do there. I can already tell that he's trying to catch me with 6-6B, so I'm kind of like mashing in his face. We got a weird clash, which ends up making him whiff. Wow, I'm mashing more than I remember doing. Oh, and he catches me with the 6-6B. And Algol combo makes me lose. So yeah, not really sure if I'm... oh wow, another video skip there. But we're going to go into the third match here. These were not played consecutively. I'm not sure which matches happened when. That being said, I think those two games really kind of spell the tone of the set that I remember. We have an infinite stage, which is completely the opposite of any other stage that we've had so far. Arguably, this would be better for me, just in terms of how the set's been flowing so far. And he's catching me with a lot of sidestep into 6-6B. It's bad news. And Zev pointed out before in his Facebook post that I don't really handle bubbles very well. Yep, caught me with another sidestep 6-6B. He's working the small amount of frame advantage into sidestep a lot, and I'm getting caught by it a lot. Wow, I really thought... I was really determined to catch him whipping a grab or a high. Now I'm catching him ducking. Still catching him ducking. I didn't want to spend the meter again. Wow, he was... Jeez, he was really... The BB whiffs... Yeah, this set was kind of hilarious and kind of weird. It was very obvious that this was, combined with yesterday, this was match, you know, 45 or whatever that Cross of Ravens and I have had, both online and offline. It's arguably one of the people that I've played against the most in the community. So you're seeing a lot of those weird, hard reads that look, well, to be honest, that look kind of straightly stupid. Didn't get my 1-1B out in time to catch the high. This is the punish. I think 2A is supposed to punish there. But we're still doing a lot of the infighting that I tend to lose out on. Good. Good just guard. Still catching him ducking. And I think that's what happened there. Either that or he tried to like get up and immediately sidestep, I'm not sure. In any case, my Algol opponent has 2 full bars now. So it's time to get worried. Yeah, I can't really... I might need to just practice against 6-6B with punishing, because where he ends up at the end of it is really like screwing me up. And it's more of the same of what I was talking about. I eat all of this because I misunderstood a 6-6B sidestep. This is something that I do. 4B will lose to Algol's back turn. I'm assuming that's back turn B plus K, where you have that and then he goes into like the crown of thorns on his back. 4B will lose to that, but 4B6, if I cancel it, will allow me to stay far enough away while remaining in mist without it happening, or without me getting caught. So that's something that I tend to do. Had I known he was going to go for a grab, I would have just released the 4B. And more tick throws. But now my Algol opponent has no meter. No meter at all and no guard break. So I feel relatively alright. And I have full meter, so I can really start doing some mix-ups. Or a 2-2B, something like that. See, I'm not particularly all that worried about that 6-6 speed because he doesn't have any meter anymore. Do I spend it all here? Oh, I tried to, but all mine might have made me lose it out. This is something that I tend not to do against people, but again, I've played against Cross of Ravens enough. So he blocks the 3B here, and something that I will do a lot is, because I know Cross of Ravens wants to just guard the Brave Edge of 3B, he will stay in place, or he'll sidestep and move away, meaning doing 3B into 3B, which normally beats people who try to react to the Brave Edge but then grab, it'll lose against what Cross of Ravens does, so I'll do 3B into 2KB here. It's a relatively hard read, and, well, Mitsurugi looks kind of silly in the middle of 2KB, doesn't he? This is kind of a hard read in the sense that I knew that he was specifically going to sidestep. It's not going to beat anything else in that situation. Nice duck. But the 1B is going to whiff there, that's why I didn't do it. He's too far away. Oh man, who's going to win? Breaks the grab. Cross of Ravens definitely has a clutch factor. I arguably should have lost there. That A plus B wasn't supposed to be there. Wow, this is crazy close. And again, the whiff punish, I don't get it. But 6A into a move. I think he thought that I was going to do a grab. We did a lot of grabs at the end there. So, I don't really remember. Cross of Ravens, if you see this, remind me of how the whole set went, what the score was and such. Let me know what your thoughts were, and anybody else who happens to be watching, let me know what you think of the set. And I guess I'll see you next time. I think in all honesty, I don't really think that I'm playing against Algol all that appropriately. I think I need to practice on the matchup, both in terms of whiff punishing and, I mean, yeah, there were a few online-y things that happened during the set, but all in all, I just I feel like I could be playing it a lot better. But again, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you next time. All right, thanks very much.